Can you, the sack total last year was pretty high, real good, and you've lost Gale, Kyle, some of those guys. What do you anticipate in terms of how good your pass rush will be this season?
Well, you never really know. I mean, I've always been one of those guys that practiced, scared to death, unassuming, I think we've got some guys that can rush the passer. Obviously, in our one-on-one pass rush drill, it's a defensive drill. We have been having some success. It's going to, can we have that experience to know when it's pass? Obvious passing's easy. It's on those either-or downs, and when you're playing, can we determine by any giveaways on the offensive line, or just have the experience to realize, hey, that I'm getting pass and I'm into a pass rush mode, opposed to being in a run mode, and you're just not rushing the passer, So a lot of it's pre-snap, a lot of it, is experience. But I think we got some guys that are talented that can rush the passer. So hopefully, we'll have that same kind of success. But I know Corey Luther, Nigel, Ricky Walker, Vinny, all those guys. I know Seth is coming on. Unfortunately, Dwayne, pulled an abdominal muscle, but I like the progress that we're making. I really do.
Kine's getting some reps at defensive end. How's he looking?
Yeah, that was a good move for us. I mean, he's athletic. He's quick. I think he'll be a quick learner. Just the fact we had 4 scholarship guys is what we had going into camp. Dwayne got hurt. Now we're repping guys that aren't going to play, and so it was a good move from Melvin. He had more experience as a defensive end in high school than he did as a linebacker. He played 3.5 seasons as a defensive end. Not that we had had this preconceived idea of moving him to end. We didn't. We knew that would be the guy if, where we were really thin at defensive end. If there's a problem, Melvin is going to, have to be that guy, And so there was a problem, and we're repping a guy who's not going to play. Let's get a kid in there who potentially will play. So that was behind that. Melvin, trying to catch him up. We met 4 times prior to starting camp. And then now, you're allowed to you had 2 hours a week with him, meeting time prior to camp, and then 6-7 days, we've got to bring him up to speed, So we've been meeting with him an hour and a half by himself, trying to, get him up to speed.
I know you don't have to decide this yet, but last year, Gale, Collins, those guys played a lot of snaps. You've got kind of unproven kids this year.
Yeah.
What is your thought process going in about, are they going to play the lion's share because the guys behind them are inexperienced too? Is it going to be a more balanced
Well,
rotation?
the game's going to dictate that. Hopefully we're getting off the field, and you can give them some reps to spell the first group. But I really Seth's coming on. Dwayne had a very, very good first day in pads. I was very pleased with him, but then he also got hurt that day, so but those guys are coming. So I think by the end of camp, I'm hopeful that we're going to have a solid 2 deep and that we can play 8 guys. It's hard to play just 4 defensive linemen. You're going to get I've seen over time, the more they play, the less productive they can be. If you're playing like 55 plays a game, you get tired, you get beat up. I think we're more productive with probably 40-20, something in that range. So, but the game usually dictates the substitution.
You guys got any word on Woody? Any update?
He's going to practice. I say that's a good question. I was thinking he would be out there today in some degree, maybe I don't know. We didn't meet today yet, so I haven't talked to Mike about it yet, so I don't really know. I'm hoping Woody feels 100% and he can get back in there. But again, I don't want it to be a deal where Woody's that injury is lingering all year and he's not productive, and we've wasted a year with him. We end up playing the freshman kids anyway.